Hey everybody, Lorlock here. And with the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I thought today would be a great day to take a look at some of the random Sonic topics that I have set up here for this channel. So, pull out of this hat, a random one, see what happens. Now, there's a lot of really great ones here. Like, I want to talk about stuff like the revival of like Sonic.exe, or maybe even like how Shadow the Hedgehog's character actually is how well written it is. And the winner is Sonic Passion. God damn it. It's the season of giving, and I thought for this season, I'd give you all PTSD. Now, we aren't talking about anything horrifying. Actually, we are. Now, I'm going to pose a question to a lot of you. Is the Sonic fandom really that weird? Well, I've been alive longer than most of you and been a near day one Sonic fan, so I can tell you in all certainty, yes, they are. Now, the fandom can be fun. There are a lot of creative, intelligent people who are Sonic fans. I like to consider myself one of them. But a few bad apples have spoiled the bunch. The bad behavior of a few really gave the fandom a bad name. But hey, great content for me to make videos. There are a lot of very toxic, judgmental, rude, and very, very, very cringe members in the fandom. The most famous being Spax3, J-Sonic, and Chris Chan. Don't look at me like that. You knew where this was going the second I said Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm sorry. These creators had a lot of passion in what they do.
Fuck you! I'm done with this franchise!
Sometimes a little too much. But where we're going to be ODing on passion. Specifically, we're going to be going to a website made in 2004 called Sonic Passion. Fandoms going wild seems to be kind of a recurring theme on this channel. Now, from creepypastas to Final Fantasy, we've talked a lot about how it's okay to be entrenched in fandom, but you need to keep a foot grounded in reality. Now, even the nicest, light-heartedest of things can cross that morally gray line into the dark and macabre. This is definitely one of those tales. And just as a warning, this is probably going to get gross and bad. Okay, come on, Lord. You can do this. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Sonic Passion. All right, so I think it's important for us to start at the beginning with the aforementioned creator. Now, there's not a whole lot known about the creator, apart from she was born in 1986 in France, so she would be the prime generation for the rise of video games. However, she said that her first introduction to Sonic came from Sonic Adventures on the Dreamcast in a statement she made. She also made in the same statement a self-proclamation of megalomania. Megalomania is an obsession with the exercise of power, especially in the domination of others, which kind of explains her flexing power. So, fun fact about the creator. She loves to send out copyright takedowns. So I will not be referring to her by her first name or her last name, and I won't even show any pictures of her. I'm just going to refer to her as the creator. Mostly because I don't want my channel nuked, so I am taking this bullet for you guys for your entertainment. You're welcome. She also has quite a few interesting views. And in research, I found the following article talking about the site and with a lot of saved images from it called Sonic Passion, a case study on idiots. They took the words right out of my mouth. Now, I'm going to be bleeping myself quite a bit out, a lot, simply because there's a lot of things that are kind of gross. And if you use your imagination, it's just as bad as you think it is. And generally with a name like Sonic Passion, you would almost kind of assume just people flexing how much they actually enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog and his friends and all of his other ilk. But no, they do have quite a bit of passion, but holy Christ. Yeah. Okay, so the article of Sonic Passion specifically states that it is a forum dedicated to robophilia, which is a term I didn't think I'd see in my lifetime. However, it's the attraction to like robotic things. Like if you get a boner for C-3PO, that's kind of what robophilia means. Now, the creator, however, misuses it as she believes it is a term for being in love with fictional video game characters. I mean, yeah, the forum was mainly for Sonic-related things like, let's see. Oh yes, wanting to bend Sonic over and him in the ass. Oh, what an age we live in. The dalliances weren't just limited to the blue blur. Oh no, they had a wide array of things, from Bomberman to the big dong Donkey Kong himself. Bubsy has 0 results, which is good, because I'm pretty sure it would have really upset Ulalilia. And these weren't tame, oh Zelda is cute, or Tifa has big boobas. No, these entries. Now, I thought I'd read a few excerpts for you. Now, I'm not gay, but there's just something about Sonic. Ooh. I wish I could see his sexy feet, his sexy ass, his everything. I get so the casino level in Sonic Adventure when he's in the shower. I want him to trample me. I want him to... Nope, not saying that. This video already isn't getting monetized, and finishing that, my channel will get nuked. But if you want to read it, I'm going to leave it in the description below, so you can find it and possibly find Jesus afterwards. Oh, and this poll: how do you want Eggman to fuck you? Who says romance is dead? For lack of a better word, this is batshit insane. Yeah, some of these are some banger, certified hood classics, but Jesus, looking at some of these, it's asking Sonic to trample you, to cut you, to blow his nose on you. I mean, I feel like I need a shower just reading this. After a while, the word got out, and a lot of the trolls ended up discovering this forum. This is when they changed their model from free to access to paid access. Sources report anywhere between $30 to $70. So these hardcore fans were spending a good chunk of change just to talk about gender swapping Knuckles the Echidna. Lovely. Obsession is one thing, but this was on a whole other level. These guys were the reason the second layer of hell was made. These boys be lustin'. And I don't think that this was a troll, despite what the creator and other people close to the creator might say. The level of, pardon the pun, passion they put into this really felt like a cry for help. Now, Sonic for Real Justice blog, yeah, that was a troll. But my God, the level of absolute Cocomelon level of trolling when compared to this is utter smut. Now the website is no longer around, to the point where even the Wayback Machine can't find it. Trust me, I tried. It's been scrubbed from the face of the earth, possibly from an act of God. Thankfully, the Case Study for Idiots article page, which I am linking in the description, where you can read all of this naughty shit, and all the uncensored stuff I can't say here, you can go ahead and read that. That remains. But as a warning, though, I am giving you an extremely low-calorie, watered-down Diet Coke version of this. If you want uncensored and unsportsmanlike version, check out the link. But remember, I warned you. Really, the site was a great example of how the early 2000 forums were really the Wild West of the internet back in the day. You could write songs for your favorite Sonic character, discuss how you'd have them do a fusion, and the creator would even let you get married to your fictional favorite Sonic character. Now, I'm an ordained pastor, but I don't think even I have the ability to marry people through the Fictionverse. At least not until the merger happens. Raise Sonic Chew Prime! But some people really did do this, and they get a cute little certificate of marriage and their signature on their form, which look like this. Now imagine going to get a marriage license for what many call the happiest day of your life, and your husband-to-be, has been married to a cartoon hedgehog for 20 years. Yikes. Speaking of stacking marriages, the site was weirdly against polygamy. Can you open a board for those who married more than one character and generally love all their spouses? I would agree that a rule should be to keep polygamy to that board if you do. I'm sorry, Jess. As much as I'd like you and everybody to be totally pleased as the creator of a website about love and passion, I can't extol the unfaithfulness. Besides, polygamy is forbidden in almost all the countries on Earth here. Here is the proof of how much it might be harmful. Plus, please accept my apologies. Why did I do that in a southern accent? But yeah, polygamy bad. Blood drinking and pissing on each other, that's fine. But we draw the line at polygamy, guys. We're not animals. Now, I started this with an open mind. First video back and I wanted it to be a banger. I'm a very open-minded person, very inclusive, and this channel is a safe space, and it always will be. However, my open-mindedness has been shaken to its core after reading all that. Now, I thought I was a big Sonic fan as a kid, but this made me seem well-adjusted. Sonic fans really have never been okay since like 2000-ish, and personally, I blame the Sega Dreamcast. There have been tons of studies showing the connection between Sonic and autism, but this ain't autism, this is... I don't even know what this is. This is just a mess. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, there are bad Sonic fans and there are good Sonic fans. There are several great ones who don't poison the well, but some who are just so ungodly bad and toxic that you tell a random person that you love Sonic and they will never look at you the same way again.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Thanks to these awful, awful people. Some people take it too far and some people take it too seriously, and some people are a combination of those. And a lot of these people on this forum seem to be a combination. So with that being said, you guys ready for the dark part? Yeah, it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. Now, we've had a lot of laughs, we've had a lot of ha-has, but they're going away right now. Because this next chapter is the biggest downer. I don't mean to be a downer, but this chapter is going to have no laughs because of this. I can't talk about Sonic Passion without talking about one of its most notorious members. Enter Paul and Amy. Now, if you can't tell by the posts on here, some of the people here are not well. Some are not well, some are not well adjusted, and some are wild, but this took it to an extreme. Not all the users limited their degeneracy to the confines of the forums. And this tale of the user Paul and Amy is a great example of that. Now, I'm not going to go too wildly in depth on this guy, simply because I don't want to glorify what he did, so I'm going to go over the story as respectfully as I can. Paul and Amy were an ardent believer in the ideals and spirit of Sonic Passion, mostly the attraction to video game characters. Not a lot of info is really out there on his posts, but as I'm sure it was basically just nuked from the site, or at least nuked to the point where the case study couldn't find it. But one YouTube video still exists. In this video, he claims that he is a tunophile and a robophile, which is, again, funny because, like the creator, uses the term robophilia incorrectly. He mostly means it in the state that he is attracted to, like, video game characters. In the video, he yells at the trolls simply for criticizing his marriage to the fictional character Amy Rose from Sonic the Hedgehog, who canonically is 12 years old. Hence his username Paul and Amy. Now, this wasn't a haha, Sonic Passion married us on the website and I have a funny signature in my story and for my username. No, this was serious. It was clear he was not the most stable person mentally. He, honest to God, believed that in his relationship with Amy Rose, the pink hedgehog. And obviously, it gets bad. Like I said, he was not the most mentally stable person, and just from the posts in his video, a lot of telltale warnings were showing. And those tendencies and those warnings came to a head in 2012, where he was arrested by UK police for serial SA of several foster girls under the ages of 8 and is in prison for life. He ruined the innocence of several girls. Now, we can have a haha laugh at the degeneracy of the boards, but from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this with absolutely no sarcasm and full sincerity, I hope this guy rots in hell.
Come, my dear, let's cut her up.
The boards were, at this point, extremely well known and getting a lot of attention. A lot of the attention was mostly from the trolls. Now, if you can take one thing about the Sonic fans, is that they're dedicated and passionate. She grew attached to him and thought him flawless. And for some reason, she always assumed that his voice was AI generated. But when she heard the voice actor for Sonic the Hedgehog, it became the biggest ick and turnoff ever. There is a significant amount of drama that goes along with Sonic's voice actors. I mean, look at Spax 3. He legitimately was sending death threats to one of the voice actors. He would actually go and re-record his own voice acting lines over Sonic the Hedgehog, and my God, it's cringe.
I'm a step ahead of you. All I have to do is press this button.
Yeah! So how about I just take that button from you?
Oh God, his voice actually made my dogs freak out. Now, a lot of this attention, the paywall was initially meant to deter the trolls, but the paywall was short-lived. It's unknown if this is related to Paul and Amy, but the site was soon taken down. In its place, a wall of text longer than the text my wife sends me when I forget to unthaw the chicken for dinner. The website was gone, and to give you the Spark Notes version of this War and Peace novel you see before you, the creator admits that she no longer loves Sonic and admits to megalomania. Insert Undertale joke here. Like I stated previously, she became obsessed with perfection, and she actually thought that the perfect being was Sonic the Hedgehog. And I thought that was actually Shadow's shtick, but okay. Now, our creator, she lost the will or passion to continue, but kept up the facade of hoping one day her dream will come true and an AI will take over Sonic's voice and become the perfect being she always dreamed of. But that never came to pass. And like I said, she kept up the facade, mostly for attention and fame. She pivoted and wanted this kind of attention to stop, and honestly, I don't blame her. Would you want to be known as the person who wanted Sonic to use you like a roll of Charmin? Well, neither did she. So she took the whole site down and moved on and got a shit ton of plastic surgery and is still posting stuff to this day, albeit extremely weird, and monitoring the internet like a hawk for any mention of her so she can falsely claim anyone who tries to dare sully her name. She also claims that the site was never real and fake, but like I said, that level of trolling is absolutely mind-boggling. There is no way that this is just a troll or a fake. So she is trying to remove all information about it from the internet and revise history. So that's the story of Sonic Passion. Paul and Amy hopefully rot away for the rest of their miserable life. The creator is still online claiming it was just for the meme, and I hope everybody on the forum got some good help. 20 years ago, a woman made a forum about wanting to Sonic's. Even now, it feels almost like the norm. I mean, go on social media right now. You'll see so many people and saying way more creative and albeit disgusting things. If anything, she is a pioneer, and I feel like she should lean into that. So, my hat is off to you, you trailblazer of degeneracy. Hey everyone, thanks for coming out. Well, I would like to make some quick Patreon thank yous. I'd like to thank Jen, Dane, Royal YGO, Hex, Gooseball, DoubleClick01, DK Domo, Panda Snoots, Meow Bubbles, Robo Sketchy, Olivia Oblivion, Brittany, and Little Miss Magic Hair. If you made it all the way to the end of the episode, I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And if you could leave me a like and a comment and subscribe, it helps me in the algorithm. Also, don't forget to follow me on my socials, which will be linked in the description. Okay, if anything ever happened to this channel, that's where you find out any of my information. But until next time, I appreciate you guys coming out, and as always, cheers.